We are going to be lowering my truck here pretty soon. By the time you guys see this video, there's going to be leaves on the trees. It's going to be a lot warmer, and this truck might be in the garage getting lowered as well, because as you guys can see, it's a 3/4 ton because of the 8 lugs, and I have 10 leaves. And instead of buying a drop lowering kit from LMC, we are going to do it how people did it back in the 60s and 70s, and that's heat up the springs. I'm just going to say heat up the springs, but I'm not going to go in full detail just yet. And probably take out some of the leaves in the back and heat up the leaf spring and let that, bend. So people have done it back in the 60s and 70s for a cheap lowering job, and my grandpa's done it, and he's had really no problems with doing it. So luckily I can have him as a helping hand, and my dad. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool on videoing about. So yeah, I just want to lower the back to where the wheel arch is like a little tucked in, like right where the right about right there, just to where the tire actually tucks in, and then do the same thing for the front, just so it's more leveled and stuff. Right now it's like a California rake, to where the front end kind of sits lower than the back, probably just because of all the weight in the front and the big block. But yeah, I think that'll be a pretty cool, learning experience on how to lower a truck. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. And this is One Man Shop, and this is my 1968 GMC pickup. That was actually my first truck that I ever driven in. So yeah, so I will see you guys all later. Alrighty, to recap, that video was taken like 2 years ago. So, we're finally going to lower my truck. I can finally say that because we're actually going to do it. I've been saying that for the past 2 years, and I've been feeling terrible about it because you guys are probably, anxious to see this truck lowered. So, the time has come. I finally had time to do it. As soon as I started work, I decided to lower my truck. I had 6 months to do all that when I was off, but now I just want to do it when I'm working. So, yeah, those shots were of the truck being lowered, of course, duh. But I should have videotaped it before, because the truck measured out 34.5 ride height. So I think it measures out to like 32 or 31. Don't question me on that. Now taken whatever, 6 leaves. The truck was sitting at 34.25, I do believe. And now the bottom of that body line, I'll put like an arrow or something, and it's sitting at like 31.25 now. So that's like a 4-inch or 3.25-inch drop, but it's way better. I just wanted enough to where when you're looking at like here, like right in this area, the wheel's tucking. You don't see a big old gap. Like when you're standing in front, you can see the top of the tire. I don't like that. No. When you're standing back here, you don't see nothing. So yeah, so that definitely means I have to raise my tailpipes. So that's why I did away with the trailer hitch, because I don't plan on towing anything with this truck. So I took that off. So now we have a huge gap. So all I got to do is just cut the bracket, jack the tailpipe up and then just weld the seam between the cut mark, because we're gonna line them up side by side and then just weld the seam. So we'll probably raise them up to right there. No. Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much what 6 leaves will do. Of course, that's why this truck was a 3/4 ton. It had, well, I took out 6 and there's 3 left, so that's 8, 9. This truck had 10 leaves, I do believe, because there's still one down in there. So it's somewhere around 8 or 10. I can't remember. But there's only like 3 or 4 leaves left in the whole rear. So yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna heat up the spring like I've said 2 years ago, and that's gonna drop the front end. We'll probably have to drop the front end like 4.5 inches just for the truck to actually, you know, sit leveled. So yeah, I just wanted to start kind of videotaping this before the truck is actually fully lowered. So I'm just not just making a video saying, hey, look, my truck's lowered, and then that's it. So right now we're, what would you call that? Gasser look right now. But all the Georgia people like this, wannabes. They lower the back and raise the front and they keep it like that. That's stupid. And the front for stock ride height is already sitting at like 33.5. Yeah, pretty much right at 33.5. So we're probably gonna drop it down to maybe 31 or 30.5, just to, you know, get the same result in the back as in the front. So we're going to be dropping the front more than the rear. I don't know how that works, but that's how to make it level, I guess. But yeah, then I have to get new U-bolts, because with me taking out leaves, the thread only went up so far. I need them way up to here now because of, you know, taking out leaves. You're gonna have to make up that difference. I know my pinion angle didn't make a difference because we're not changing all that. The brackets are still the same, and the dry shaft didn't shove up more because you're not changing the duration of how the axle is moving up, forward, back. Yeah, it's the same. Trust me. That's gonna be it for part 1, I guess. So I have to find that other video that I took 2 years ago of me saying we're gonna lower my truck, and here we are 2 years later, lowering my truck finally. So, and not to change the subject, but I am. For the bed, I went and power washed that little spot right there. I know we stained these boards black and then clear coated them with like wood clear. That does not work in the sun year round. Don't do that. So what I'm gonna do is take a power washer and power wash all these boards, and they're gonna look like that. So they're just gonna look like normal boards, which I actually do like that look a lot better. So take a power washer, power wash all the wood, and then by that, I'll probably be driving the truck maybe another week or 2, and then it's gonna be put away for the winter because this truck does not like to see salt or rain. So I'm gonna be putting it away for the winter and more F-150 videos. So we might lower that truck. Maybe, probably not, but it would be pretty cool to lower that truck. So I don't know, we might. It's all up to my dad because I gotta use my dad's garage. So this is it for part 1. I know I've been blabbing, but hopefully you guys enjoy the truck being lowered finally. See, look at that. Compared to that, that's like a lift kit. This is compared to barely dribbling. So, alright, I'll see you guys all later.